Good evening, I'm Bianca Ray. It's 6 o'clock. Time for news.
You're watching KESQ, the desert's news leader, live in high definition. This is News Channel 3 at 6.
Thanks for being here tonight. Valley Democrats joined forces today to celebrate the work and accomplishments of local activists and leaders, including Congressman Raul Ruiz and Assemblyman Manuel Perez. As News Channel 3's Laura Yanez shows us, one leader is looking to be the first Democrat to serve as county supervisor in 2012.
It's a big day for all of us as Democrats.
More than 200 Desert Democrats turned out Sunday for the Activist of the Year luncheon at the Palm Springs Renaissance Hotel. The event awarded honorees Greg Rodriguez, Activist of the Year, and Betty McMillian, the Lifetime Achievement Award. The crowd looking to the future awaited a big announcement from State Assemblyman Manuel Perez.
I'm very proud to say that I will be announcing for my candidacy for Riverside County Board of Supervisors for District 4.
A Riverside County seat that's been held by the Republican Party for years.
We are hoping to break that tradition and have a Democrat in that nonpartisan position.
While Perez and Democrats alike hope to make history and turn the district blue. He says when it comes to the economy, jobs, and restoring the Salton Sea, his work as an assemblyman isn't over yet.
Well, there's more work to be done, and we'll be unfolding all that as we move forward. At the minimum, I want to make sure that the Salton Sea, by the time I leave the State Assembly, that we actually move in a direction where all layers of government are on one page, that we are coordinating with one another.
Keynote speaker Congressman Raul Ruiz brought guests to their feet. He's proof a Democrat can win. Many, energized by the Coachella Valley natives' work in Washington, D.C., were happy to see him return after he announced his race for Congress at this same event back in 2010.
He announced with us, and now he's coming back to be our featured speaker today. So it's like it's the best ending of a story there can be. And of course, the story is going to go on with many other wonderful chapters, but this is a great way to celebrate.
While the assemblyman assembles his troops, some admit it won't be easy.
We know it's going to be a battle.
I think that there's much need still out there, no matter what area and throughout the Coachella Valley, and I feel that I can deliver.
Laura Yanez, News Channel 3, Palm Springs.
And the other hot news of the evening, the weather, pun fully intended. Meteorologist Rob Bradley's here with a look at the numbers behind this heat. Hey, Rob, you said this heat is a week later than average, right?
Yeah, that's right. Well, the first time we normally hit 100 degrees in the valley, usually comes around the third week of April. So, yeah, we're a little bit late getting here, but this record heat is not normal, actually, for this time of the year, because we did break records today in thermal and Palm Springs. The record for thermal today was 103, shattered that, 4 degrees, 107 the high, Palm Springs 106, 29 Palms, getting up there too, close to 100 degrees, 97 out there, Imperial at 104. Lots of clear air outside. High pressure is absolutely dominating. A couple of clouds are starting to make their way into the picture. As an area of low pressure starts digging down a little bit further to our east, we could see a couple of those as we make our way into the work week on through Tuesday. But still, the record-breaking heat is going to be sticking around. Close to record numbers for the day tomorrow again. Gusty winds will start entering the picture sometime later tonight and last through Tuesday. And then we're going to see a cooling trend, cooling in parentheses, because we're only getting back down to the mid-90s. I'll let you know all about it coming up in your full forecast. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Rob. See you in a bit. And thousands of Stagecoach fans are enduring this heat to catch their favorite country artists perform on the last day of the music festival. More than 55,000 people were expected to attend the 3-day event at the Empire Polo Grounds in Indio. Police made 43 arrests yesterday, many of them alcohol-related. And now on the first day, that's Friday, they made 52 alcohol-related arrests. Tonight, the Zach Brown Band, Lone Star, and Darius Rucker are wrapping up the festival. Well, in other news, a dumpster fire caused some pricey damages for a furniture store in Indio today. It happened around 2:30 at the 82-700 block of Miles Avenue. CAL FIRE says 2 dumpsters caught fire behind Casa del Sol Furniture when the flames jumped to the back storage room of the building. Firefighters contained the blaze in about 20 minutes. Now, all of that furniture, you won't be surprised that there's an estimated $10,000 in damages. No word tonight on a cause. A driver is in the hospital tonight after crashing into a palm tree in Coachella. It happened around 7:30 last night on Harrison Street and Avenue 54. Police say the car crashed into a palm tree, trapping the driver inside. CAL FIRE had to cut the person out of the car, and that driver was taken to the hospital with major injuries. No word tonight on what caused the crash. And a search is still underway tonight for a man suspected in the murder of an 8-year-old Northern California girl. Investigators say the man somehow entered the home in Valley Springs yesterday and stabbed the girl. They say the girl's brother encountered the suspect in the home before he ran away, and that's when he found his sister with the stab wounds. The girl later died at the hospital. Authorities say the suspect is considered armed and dangerous, and they're asking people in the area to lock their doors as they continue their search. Well, in Boston tonight, people are preparing for yet another day of trying to move toward normalcy. It will be 2 weeks ago tomorrow that the city was shattered by bombs at the marathon finish line. More and more of the victims are now heading home from the hospital, and as Gio Benitez reports, there's a new wrinkle in the investigation of the crime.
Reasons unknown, Russian intelligence was wiretapping a telephone call between Tamerlan Tsarnaev and his mother in 2011. And whatever they overheard troubled them enough to ask the U.S. to investigate him. It may have to do with a 6-month visit Tamerlan made to Russia.
The real test of whether he was radicalized or not, or where he was radicalized, is Russia. And we have to do a lot of investigation in Russia, because when he went over to Russia and then came back, things changed.
A mystery man known only as Misha could be key. He is reportedly a conservative Muslim convert who influenced Tamerlan and may have radicalized him. Investigators are walking back through the lives of Tamerlan and his younger brother Jahar, trying to find out what set them on the path to terrorism. U.S. officials increasingly suspect the brothers had technical assistance in making their pressure cooker bombs.
The way they handled these devices and the tradecraft leads me to believe that there was a trainer. And the question is, is that trainer or trainers?
Another question mark, the Tsarnaev's mother, Zubeidat. She was put on a U.S. terror watch list in 2011. She has denied any involvement in terrorism.
I think she played a very strong role in his radicalization process. I do believe if she comes into the United States that she will be detained for questioning. So I think there is a connection there.
The second suspect, Jahar Tsarnaev, remains in this federal prison hospital outside Boston. He has reportedly stopped answering questions. Gio Benitez, ABC News, Boston.
People are still believed to be trapped underneath the rubble of a collapsed building in Bangladesh. Next on News Channel 3, how a fire is hampering efforts to rescue more survivors and what authorities are saying caused it. Plus, a U.S. Army paratrooper is trying to help deported veterans, including himself, get back to the U.S. His story coming up. You're watching KESQ, the desert's news leader. Authorities in Bangladesh say a fire broke out in the wreckage of a building that collapsed last week, killing more than 300 people. Witnesses say smoke could be seen pouring from the piles of shattered concrete, forcing rescue efforts to stop. Rescuers were trying to cut through a steel rod to reach a survivor, and sparks from that caused the fire. Now, they say at least 3 rescue workers were injured in the blaze. Authorities say cracks in the 8-story building caused it to collapse. And they say despite the warnings, the owner did not have people evacuate. Authorities arrested him today while he was trying to flee to India. A U.S. Army paratrooper is trying to help deported veterans, including himself, get back into the U.S. Here's how. 36-year-old Hector Barajas enlisted in the U.S. Army when he was 18, and he was honorably discharged 6 years later. While he was deported to Mexico after a 2-year prison sentence for a felony charge of firing a gun into a vehicle. Now, at the time of his deportation, Barajas filed paperwork to become a U.S. citizen, but the process was incomplete. His support group, called Banished Veterans, estimates some 40,000 veterans have been deported from the U.S. since 1996. And as an honorably discharged veteran, he has a right to be buried on U.S. soil, and as of now, that is the only way he can return. And in Los Angeles, Spider-Man is a wanted man. Police are looking for a man dressed in a Spider-Man suit who they say stole $6,000 in cash from an employee of Starline Tours on Hollywood Boulevard. This man in the handcuffs you see was questioned by cops but later released. So far, there have been no arrests made. Well, coming up on News Channel 3, Rob Bradley's in with a look at your full first alert forecast. He's got a preview right now. Hey, Rob.
Hey, Bianca. Yeah, triple digits will stick around for us as we head into Monday. 103 on Monday, but then we're going to be cooling off a little bit on Tuesday. 96. All of the rest of your forecast coming up after the break. And remember, you get your weather online anytime on KESQ.com.
And finally tonight, stargazers, you're in for a treat. Saturn is clearly visible in the night sky. Now, it might not look like much, just a small glowing object next to a big, bright full moon. However, take a little closer of a look, you can actually see the planet's famous rings. Saturn is reaching something called opposition with the sun today, which means it'll be visible all night long. Now, opposition means the sun is on one side of the Earth and the object is directly on the opposite side. Now, that object, in this case Saturn, is then fully illuminated by the sun and appears disc-like in the sky. You loving your lesson here? I know I am. You'll be able to see Saturn around midnight tonight. I like that.
It's like a full moon for a planet, basically.
Yes, okay. And that's kind of, you'll be walking back to your car from Stagecoach if you stay the entire night, so you'll have a nice little view to look up at, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
And the good thing is, if you're going to go out tonight and try and catch that, you'll be able to do it in a t-shirt and shorts. Another mild night in store for us. Last night, Indio actually beat its old highest minimum temperature record. They only got down to 77 degrees last night. Thermal actually beat their highest minimum temperature record too at 70 degrees. So it's never been warmer at night for last night. Anyway, warm temperatures will continue for us. 103 degrees is what we're expecting tomorrow. Close to record-breaking numbers again. And then the good news is we're going to be cooling down, not too much, but slightly. Enough to notice anyway. The mid-90s for the middle of the week. Gusty winds will pick up a little bit later on Tuesday. Expect strongest gusts around 20 to 30 miles an hour with stronger gusts around the San Gorgonio Pass. Much drier for the end of the week. Lots of sunshine and numbers return to the triple digits by next weekend.
All right, perfect. Well, that's all for KESQ News Channel 3 at 6. We'll be back at 11. You could always catch breaking news online, on the air. See you tonight.